Hey guys, welcome to another Battlestar Galactica board game commentary. This was filmed at my friend Elizabeth's place. Very gracious of her. Now, this was taken a while back. I don't exactly know who's playing and who isn't, like what's going on here. Though I can kind of tell by who's.
Now let's you choose Kelly.
I think this is a 5-player game of Battlestar Galactica. I think I see. I think that might be Peter in the upper left there. You see his hands.
What did you choose?
I think. Yeah, it's Peter. I'm at the lower left-hand corner. That's Josh right there, dealing out the cards. My roommate Daniel's to the upper right, and Elizabeth should be to my left. Should be at the far left of the screen. You probably won't be seeing her much. And I'm over to the. Yeah, I don't even know what character I am. Peter appears to be Apollo.
Yeah, sure.
That's all I know. I might have been a silent leader for this.
Go ahead, choose Baltar. I'll just draw the 6 out, kill you.
Well, this will be a fantastic journey. We'll all be trying to figure out what the hell I'm trying to do here, or what the hell's going on. Well, I'll talk about other stuff until this game gets bored. While this board game gets moving.
Why?
Archie, if you're here to do that, we could send him to the break and
yeah, I don't play board games all that often. Just really just started getting into it.
For that, I'm playing Callie.
And it's been fun. I think this might have been. I don't think this was the same night, but this might be.
I'm so mad.
It might be around the same time. I was introduced to a game around the same time called Arkham Horror, which is a co-op game. It's one of those co-op games set in like this is like around the time of World War I, a little bit after, like 1920s kind, I think, or a little bit. It's around that area. You know, like kind of like the time of the Industrial Revolution, like Sherlock Holmes, basically, around that time.
Music's totally fine. The camera's direction. I mean, the microphone's directional, so.
And it was such a horrible first impression of the game. I can't even get into it. Like how it's a co-op game where there's no cooperation needed. Like it's crazy how you could just. Like the whole objective is to not follow your friends, because you're more likely you'll get them killed. And I should have known when I first picked up the game. I first looked up the character sheets and the little character thing. Every character has their own like buffs and bonuses and shit. Not only that, each character has like 6 different skills, 6 different stats, I should say, and they're paired up by 2s, so make 3 different sets. So you have something like fight and lore. And you have a little marker you can indicate where you start at, like how high your fight or your lore is. But if your fight is, the higher your fight is, the lower your lore is. And so I picked the Doctor character, and his, at the top, one of the pairs is sneak and move, or sneak and movement, or something like speed. There we go, sneak and speed, and you could set your sneak to 5 and your speed to 0. And my first immediate question was, how can you sneak with a speed of 0? How can you sneak when you're not moving? To me, I always took it like sneak is you're moving around silently. I mean, sneaking without moving is hiding. So I'm like, how can you have a speed of 0 and your sneak is 5? That doesn't make any sense to me. And the game mechanics, I don't even know in the game mechanics, I don't even know how the fuck it works, because why would you have your sneak up to 5 when your speed is 0 unless there's a monster in the same tile as you? That's crazy, and you're gonna get killed. So I picked the medic guy, and he's a doctor, and he starts off with the step in the money. I think that's one of his things. He starts off with money. And for whatever reason, you can't really get. I don't know if there's a way to get money in the game unless you're like a specific guy. I think one specific guy gets money. I think a fucking reporter gets money every turn, but a doctor gets shit. I'm like, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? You mean to tell me back then doctors didn't make shit money? They didn't make anything? It's like, what the fuck? But I don't know. So yeah, terrible first impression. I almost want to blame. I almost want to blame these guys for because it was such. I guess I take it back because I'm a type of guy. I play a lot of video games. A lot of video games, not too many board games, but games in general to where you don't really need to handhold me through shit. You know, I can immediately identify. Okay, this game is like Battlestar Galactica. That's kind of like FTL. You know, and I just think FTL when I'm playing. It's kind of like it's very loose. It's not actually nothing like FTL, but you can kind of to me it is, and that's how I deal with it. And there really shouldn't be all that lot of hand holding when it deals with me, but that game is so fucking weird because you call it a co-op game and there's absolutely no cooperation. You purposely do not want to cooperate, and one of the mech's abilities is that he can't really fight. His lore is pretty high, so that means he gets to cast spells. And I'm all finding this shit out all after the fact. I didn't know anything going in. I started off thinking with a fucking cross and shit, a cross, and like a random spell, and money. That's all. I think that's all the doctor gets. And it's just a fucking. I was just confused. Like, okay, so the main point of the game is you're supposed to be closing these gates that appear within the town. You're in the town. You're basically running around killing monsters in the town, and you collect clues. These clues help you close gates. And these gates, if you close all of them within a certain amount of time, I think you automatically win the game. If you don't, you have to kill the big bad at the end, and the big bad is really hard to kill. And so, what happened was, I had like 15 clues or something, 20 clues. I had a ridiculous amount of clues. I could have soloed the whole fucking game or something like that. And I didn't know what to do. I just got robbed. I lost all my money in this one encounter. And so I go. So there's a clue in this location called the Black Gates or the Black Cavern. And previously they said, "Oh man, the Black Cavern, that place sucks. You don't want to go there." So I'm a medic, and all I have is a cross. It really doesn't work on anything unless it's undead. And I have nothing in my spells. I think I have like magic missile on my right hand or some stupid crap like that. And so I have magic missile, and I go, well, I don't know what to do. And then Josh is telling me, well, okay, well, what you need to do is you need to get clues. That's the main thing. We all need to get clues. And I'm like, well, okay, but the Black Marsh is like, that's like no man's land. But okay, whatever. And so I go to the Black Marsh, and then I go there, and then every time you land on a location, you pick a card, a special card, and that card tells you like what's going to happen to you. So I pick up the card, and it says a monster appears. I'm like, oh shit, a fucking monster. So I reach in this bag, and you reach in the bag to pull out the monster you're gonna get. I reach in the bag, pull the monster. I pull out the fucking grand wizard of the fucking Ku Klux Klan. The badass motherfucker cannot be killed. He's like the leader of everything that's all evil in the fucking town. He has like the health of 2, and you have to just kill him with 2 or something in order to kill it. I forget how it goes. Like my one magic spell wasn't enough to kill it, or so I had to kill it with I don't know. I was fucked basically. So I fought the thing to literally within an inch of my life, and I was about to die. And when you die, I think you lose half your clues, and you start off in the hospital, and it wouldn't have been all that. It wouldn't have hurt me all that much because I was being a medic. I could have healed myself, but I'm like, well, shit. I need to kill this guy because fuck, because this guy can be running around killing people. And then so I didn't know what to do. And they told me, okay, so I'm about to die, and I fucked up my last roll. So I think I'm about to die, and they tell me, well, what you can do is you could use, if you think you're going to be able to kill the monster, you could use your clues, like 3 clues, to do a reroll. So I kept using my 3 clues to do a reroll, and I re-rolled. I ended up wasting all my clues. And then Josh has a fucking conniption fit. Like, he's like, I killed the monster, I'm real proud, right? I'm like, fuck yeah. You get a trophy, and you use a trophy for something else. And alright, so Josh's reason why I was in there in the fucking first place to pick up the clue, because he told me, oh, go, you have to get clues. You have to get clues. That's the whole point of the game, is to get clues. So I barely killed the monster. I blew all my clues. I'm about to die. I almost die. and I blew all my clues, and then Josh, throughout the rest of the fucking game, when the portals start opening up, he's like, well, we could have closed that portal if we had clues, but people were stupidly spending their clues, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, give me a fucking break, dude. You fucking told me to go to the goddamn Black Market. I didn't even want to fucking go there, so I'm like, throughout the game, I'm steamed, and I said, I was thinking mentally, I'm never playing this game again. This is such a stupid fucking game. Oh, by the way, all of us are in ass end corners of the fucking map. None of us are helping each other at all. At one point, I think Elizabeth, like, she gets sucked into the same portal I'm in. So we're kind of, okay, so it's the only time throughout the entire game, two players that were remotely close to one another. But we're not in the same square. We're kind of like one square away, but we're in the same like mystical dimension. When you go through a gate, you go through like different dimension, and you have to go through these trials and shit in order to be able to survive and go in through the other end. So I'm in the trial. I'm in the gate. I'm about to go in, and I said, well, you can't close the gate unless your friend gets out. Because if you close the gate when your friend gets out, your friend loses his sanity or something. You get sucked into you end up in the asylum, and it's a pain in the ass. So I was like, okay, well, I'll stand outside, wait for Elizabeth to come through, and then I'll close the gate. We'll close the gate together or something. There'll be finally some fucking teamwork in this shit. So I make my next turn. She's behind me in the portal, and I pull this card that says, it gives me a flavor text. It goes, well, you've been summoned by the so-and-so and blah, blah, blah. Okay, basically, if you roll a 5 or higher of a 6 die, then you successfully leave and you close the gate forever. However, if you fuck up, then the gate closes anyway, but you don't get the trophy and you don't get the acknowledgement that you closed the gate, and not only that, you go to Arkham and so does anybody in the gate behind you. So naturally, I roll the dice, I fuck it up, I don't have any clues to re-roll it, and so Elizabeth, so I fuck Elizabeth over. I'm like, this is the shittiest fucking See, what people don't understand is, I'm about to fucking teach people shit now, okay? I play games. That's not a co-op game. You can't tell me that's a co-op game because it fucking isn't. So I'm really thinking this over. I think, how could this game be better? And did I play this game wrong? Did I misunderstand this game? So I walk up to these guys and pretty much 2 weeks later, I'm go, there's another game. I'm about to get into this other game, but there's another game called Zombicide. I'm thinking, Zombicide. There's no point to fucking Arkham Horror if Zombicide exists. Zombicide is a fucking co-op game. Is a real fucking co-op game. Zombicide is for real. That is a real fucking co-op game. You can't tell me what's the fucking point of Arkham Horror if you got Zombicide and you're like, those are two completely different games. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. I said, no, because yeah, they're different games, but Arkham Horror is a shit fucking game. It's such a shitty co-op. And I say, it's not a shitty game. It's a shitty co-op game in that it's as much of a co-op game as me playing Gears of War 3 in my room while my roommate's playing fucking Boo Boo Kitty Island Adventure on the fucking on his goddamn computer in the fucking hallway or in the living room. It's just as much of a co-op game. Matter of fact, me playing Gears of War and him playing Boo Boo Kitty is more of a fucking co-op game because I can go in there and fucking yell at him, or I can punch him, or I can give him a beer, or I can give him drinks, or I can shoot him up with insulin. I can do anything I want. It's fucking, that's more cooperative than fucking Arkham Horror were. Because I brought up to these people, I said, I think Arkham Horror, I think the whole point of my meta character is I'm supposed to be following people and healing them, maximize skill up to lore, and teaming up with somebody with a lot of fight skills so he can fight the demons while I'm closing the gates. They're like, and they looked at me like I'm a fucking retard. What, you silly? You're supposed to split up and close the gates. What, are you a fucking retard? I'm like, are you for real? And so I'm about to get into Zombicide. Here's why Zombicide is Zombicide has major problems too. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay, let me get into Zombicide. Zombicide is a much better co-op game, and I'll tell you why. Zombicide is a fucking game where you have to time. It's a game where zombies spawn, you have to kill the zombies, and you have to do these objectives. And it's a much more co-op game because you have some people are better at melee, some people better at ranged, and so you want people with ranged weapons that you're busy trading weapons, you're combining items, you're trading with one another, you're sticking together. It's a fucking co-op game. That is a co-op game. Battlestar Galactica is a fucking co-op game. Even though there's a trader in it, This is more of a co-op game. You're like, okay, well, this guy's a pilot. Let me XO you and fucking... The XO ability alone in Battlestar Galactica makes it a better co-op game than fucking any of Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror is fucking bullshit. It really is. I mean, like I said, I'll say it again. It's a decent game. It is a terrible co-op game. There's no cooperative in it. So Zombicide, you're running around killing demons and zombies. You're killing zombies, and but there's some. Now let me get into Zombicide. Zombicide has three of the most fucked up rules these rules piss me off to no fucking end, and they piss everyone off. And it really needs to be fixed. I'm amazed this game. Okay, so you release this game. It's a pretty good game. Zombicide is actually really good. It's expensive, but it's good. But these three rules really fuck it up. I'll start off with the lightest rule. The lightest rule is Ned. There's a character named Ned who his ability is that he has +1 to search, which is fucking cryptic. Cryptic as fuck. +1 to search. Okay, so every character, every character in the game, everyone you pick has 3 actions, and these actions could pretty much be anything. You can move 3 times, you can move twice and attack something. You can move once, attack something twice. You can attack 3 times, but you can only ever search once. You can only ever search once, and you have to be in the room, or you have to search in a vehicle, and you can only search once. So you have Ned's ability is +1 to search. So you think, okay, so you get an extra search as Ned. Nope. That's just a free search action. I'm like, no, why does this card say +1 to search? Or something like that. I'm like, that's so fucking confusing. So I look up the manual. This is the actual fucking manual. I shit you not. I don't have it on me exactly, but I can pretty much quote it word for word. It says... The +1 to search is defined as 1 extra search action. Extra search action. Extra. Meaning more than 1 action. Search action. So you think, okay, so I can search twice. But the game rules say you can only search once. Again, in the book it says if there's a conflict between the skill rules and the game rules, the skill rules take precedent. Okay. So that unequivocally says in my mind that you could search twice. No, you fucking can't, because on the frequently asked questions it says, does Ned get to search twice? The answer is fucking no. I'm like, that is the biggest load of fucking bullshit. I almost flipped out in the game. I wish I was recording it. I actually flipped out in the game because I was like, you know what? I read it because I was leading the game. I was doing kind of doing a shitty job of following the rules. I'm missing shit. Like I wasn't reading things to the letter. So finally, this is one thing I read head to toe, up and down. I got 100% right. Extra search means fucking more than 1. It's the definition of fucking more than 1. It's one more of whatever the fuck you have, and that's 1. And the fact says, fuck you, Mr. Miles. Fuck you and your extra search. You're wrong. You're dead fucking wrong. I said, you know what? This game is fucking bullshit. Okay. The next rule. Oh, I forget. The next rule. The next one. This was kind of again, it's another minor grab, but it's still a big problem. The game comes with about 40 walker zombies. There's like 4 or 5 different types of zombies. Four types. There's normal walker zombies. There's runner zombies, like rage zombies. There's fatty zombies, and then there's an abomination. Only one abomination. You get like 10 fatties, 1 abomination, 20 runners, 10. Alright, I said 10 fatties, and 40 walkers. Right. If you run out of a type, if you run out of walkers, and because it's kind of funny, even though you have less you have less fatties and runners, you will almost always run out of walkers first, because everything spawns fucking walkers. At the end, everything spawns you start to get up to 8 walkers spawning in one area and shit. So you're gonna run out of walkers. The rules say that if you run out of walkers, all walkers get another activation. Which is fucking bullshit! Are you fucking kidding me? All zombies, that kills you. That fucking kills you.
The lid wasn't
You-
all the way.
I mean, you fucking die.
Well, then,
I mean, that's like an instant fucking death curse.
3.
It's such bullshit. If you don't have, if you didn't buy enough of the product,
Now we're at.
you get another. Yeah, all Walker zombies get another fucking turn, which is that's crap.
Oh, trust him.
So you know what I do? I substitute. Just put fucking runner in its place, or a fatty, or some nonsense, some flabbergasted bullshit. And I remember one point, fatties always spawn with 2 walkers, and I think we drew a card that said 2 fatties, and we only have like 3 walkers left. So by the rules, it said that all walkers have to have another activation. I'm like, fuck that shit. Put a runner. Fuck it. Runners are more dangerous anyway. And I'm like, that's such. It's the rules don't even say, like, let's say if you're down 1 walker or something, or if you're down 3 walkers, when you need 3 walkers, it doesn't say have the 3 nearest walkers make a move. It says all walkers fucking make a move, or all walkers of that type, all zombies of that type make a move, and that is bullshit. That is such crap.
Engineering and the tactics.
Oh. And finally, and people who've played Zombicide, if you play Zombicide, you know exactly what I'm about to say. The fucking aim priority is atrociously bad. It makes no fucking sense at all. It makes sense if you're thinking about a zombie apocalypse and everything being chaotic. Well, basically, here's how the rules are. When you have a gun, you can shoot things. However, if you don't have a scope, if you're not using a sniper rifle, or if you don't have a character that has the ability of a sniper, when you aim a gun and you're firing at a zone, you can choose a zone to fire in with your gun. If there's another player in that zone, he has to get hit first. And you're like, that's bullshit. Because you'll be playing the game, and you're like, that's bullshit. Because I've played. You've played Left 4 Dead. You've played other zombie games. You never run around, like when you're killing zombies. You never have to shoot your friends. When you're watching Walking Dead, when the characters are shooting zombies, they don't have to shoot their friends. I mean, are there cases of friendly fire? Yeah, sure, there is. But you don't watch Walking Dead and every 5 seconds you have Merle fucking shooting his you have Daryl fucking shooting his crossbow and hitting fucking Carl in the goddamn head, and then hitting Rick and shit, and Lori and fucking, everyone else go, whoops, sorry, I didn't have my fucking sniper scope equipped. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, oh my god, that is the most fucked. It is the most fucked up rule. And not only that, like runners, like it's real weird. Like it's there's a targeting priority. It's always survivors, walkers, fatties, runners, and abominations. And fatties require 2 hits to kill, so you can't kill runners with a 1 power weapon unless you have a scope. You have to hit the fatties first, unless you're melee. If you're meleeing, you can hit wherever you want. Oh yeah, by the way, when you're meleeing, you don't have to hit survivors too. I mean, I swear to God, it doesn't make any sense. Not only that, when you're driving a vehicle, there's vehicles in Zombicide. When you're driving a vehicle, those vehicles also follow the aim priority. So if you have a survivor in the same zone and you try to run around with a vehicle, you have to roll to hit the survivor. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, Zombicide, not perfect, but damn shy better than fucking Arkham Horror.
How do you like your cards?
Because Arkham Horror is just fucking such bullshit.
I won't be doing the -2 food because I don't.
Let me try and get back in this game here. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, a lot of interesting things are happening. I see Tori is in the President Tori is in the president's office. I don't know who Tori is. Could be Elizabeth. I know it's definitely not Daniel. Daniel's like Tori. It could be either Elizabeth or I see Callie there. Elizabeth might be Callie. I really wish I had a zoom in feature on this shit. I gotta look at close.
Doesn't matter.
I see there's a silent leader. I am probably the silent leader, though I cannot see. Oh, the silent
Get
I
out
did
of
end up
here.
everyone.
the agenda deck's near me, so it's probably I'm probably in the silent
Yeah.
leader.
He built me
Whenever
a
you're
new.
forced to just start.
So
He
Tori,
built her a new.
Is-
What the?
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
okay, so
Well,
we're-
Elizabeth probably wouldn't be Tori. She would probably be Callie. But then, what would Daniel be?
Yeah, this is
Because
like
Daniel and Elizabeth usually have a Callie war,
token.
I'm gonna reveal
and
it.
usually
It
Elizabeth is
should
Apollo.
be with the human stuff. It's in here.
All
All
right,
right.
in there. Okay.
So crisis for Callie.
She might be Callie.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I
I
think he's
don't
telling you
know.
to use a
I
nuke
really
there.
don't
It's a
know.
hint.
I wish I could see Josh's. That's Josh's character card, but I can't see. I can't really make out who that is.
That was the one that I actually picked.
I discarded treachery. I don't even know why.
What's going on here?
From Silent, you guys makes no
Okay, so
fucking
if you
sense.
summon up the current player discards 2 cards,
I must be a good guy.
they'll remind
I think a 5-player game is a pro-human.
9 politics.
No, 5-player.
Ideally, when we
What's 5-player? 5-player is
Okay,
pro-Cylon, I
I know.
believe. No, it's pro-human, isn't it?
Help make up for last time.
4 to 6. No,
I can help a lot.
5 is pro-Cy. Fuck, I don't even. I remember. I give up. Fuck.
one card a lot.
So here we are. Are we doing a skill check or what? I have no idea what the hell's going on
All
here.
right, Dan.
I'm doing my best, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even. Whether we're doing a skill check, I can't hear what they're saying,
Well,
so
you might be able
maybe
to test
you
it out.
guys
You
can.
get rid of a bad card too.
I don't even.
I mean, you might be able to test it
No.
out the land card.
What did I pass?
We got a lot of damaged Vipers in there.
Maybe.
Kelly's doing a good job of repairing. I can see that. You know what? Oh wait, actually, you know what? Hey, I just see that. That's spoilers. Well, not spoilers, but I can kind of see the yellow in
One that was.
Josh's character card, so he's probably
you can
Tori.
Get rid of.
Yellow's
So
political
right now
leader.
we're at
So
8. So if you get rid of one of the.
I still
if
don't
you
know
get
who
rid of one
Daniel
bad
is.
card, you
Daniel
don't
could
have to
be.
discard 2 cards. If you get rid of a good card,
There seems to be like a missing
might
character
run.
thing. So the other person might be
Okay, if I get rid of a bad card and I do a declare emergency, do it go?
Elizabeth
No, you
might
just have to
be
get rid of that.
either
You
Elizabeth
get
or
rid of this
Daniel
one.
might be
It's already at 8 million
Alright.
tonight.
what's his name?
So heavy raiders activate. That
Hilo.
activator moves there, and
Because
just
Hilo doesn't appear on the board until the second turn.
for now.
In this game, I know I lose for sure, but I don't know if the humans win or the humans lose. Or the Cylons win, I mean.
If you don't nuke, I know you're a Cylon.
I'm nuking it.
I don't
Just saying.
know.
Same.
Just saying.
Yeah, there's Josh with the quorum card, so yeah, he definitely is
Yes, I'm
Lori.
nuking it, sorry.
Okay. Roll a die.
Yeah, when it comes to Callie, it's a crapshoot if it's either Daniel or Elizabeth. Those are Callie because they usually fight over Callie. Daniel usually contends to being Baltar, but if he was Baltar,
That's a 5.
then
Sorry, one big shot.
Josh might not be able to pick.
You have a major victory, you can play it.
What color is that?
I don't think he'd be able to pick.
It's with the dom.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to pick Tori because you would have had to have a political leader.
Okay, crisis.
I mean, not a political leader. I mean, a military leader
Not with that one.
and a pilot.
Oh, that's good. You got
And
rid of
Apollo's a pilot. Somebody's Callie, so yeah, somebody would have to be
that. Okay.
What?
yeah, Hilo. It would have to be Hilo.
Do we even carry you guys?
And there's mate. There I am.
Okay. I mean, I can't really help much anyway. And 2 from nothing.
I think I come close to winning in this game.
I will.
Or was that another game?
Are we gonna fail it?
What do you need?
Okay.
I don't know. Everything's cryptic. I'm sorry, folks. He's doing a terrible job of
Okay, so you're going to 6 day?
terrible job of commentating. What other
Alright.
what other
And we
games have
just
I
wrapped it
played?
up.
Oh, who's that? Oh, that's this.
And we lost
Oh, she moved the character. That's Kane. So it looks like Kane is in the sick bay.
Draw a
Daniel might be Kane. Helena Kane. which would make a lot of sense. If Josh had to pick first, he probably would pick Tori.
Yeah.
I picked a political leader,
Jealous, right?
and then Elizabeth picked
Okay, well, that-
Callie, and then Peter picked Apollo, and then yeah,
Crisis.
I murdered one of your base.
Witch hunt.
that explains it. Because
Because
Daniel would never pick Kane
Fail. Minus 1 round. The current player.
unless he had a gun to his head.
Someone.
Choose me.
I can't.
So anyway, other games.
I
Josh bought this game called Sentinels of the
can
Multiverse,
certainly help.
which is that again a better co-op game than fucking whatever Arkham Horror is. Far better.
What are you doing, Sandler?
Sentinels of the Multiverse. It's a comic bookish type of game where you team up with your friends and you kill you pick a monster to face off against and you try to kill it, and it's a teamwork game. Very odd game because I've seen it played. I've seen it. Every time I've seen it played, the heroes lose, which is funny. Because I'll see. Usually, I'll walk into the gameplays, and Josh, Elizabeth, and Peter are playing it, and they get the shit kicked out of them. And Daniel and I walk up and go, "Really? Why'd you guys die to that shit?" Because when we played, we stomped the shit out of the monster. And they go, this is a hard monster. We don't know. So Daniel and I joined the game, and we just fucking, the five of us just mashed the shit out of the monster. So it only stands to reason that the more players you have lowers the difficulty. And it's really weird how that isn't really in check. Like, it kind of makes it realistic because it makes you want to have friends. But at the same time, every time I've played the game, it's been like no problem. We kill the monster. We're in no danger of, and nobody's in any danger of dying.
Minus 4.
And really crazy game. I don't like the artwork of the game. I love the style. I love the style of the game. I hate the artwork. The artwork, everything it's too. In my opinion, it's based on a comic book, yeah, but it's a little too comic bookish for me. In that,
Again?
the style that's in. Here's my gripe: is that comic books come in different sizes, different flavors, different types, and it's not just limited to comic books too. You can have a movie interpretation of a comic book, or a TV interpretation of a comic book, or you get what I'm saying? Is that the TV version of Batman is far different from the comic book version of Batman, which is far different from the movie version of Batman, which is far different from, say, the Frank Miller version of Batman. And they could have exploited that, but they didn't. And it's all grounded purely in comic book. And I bring this up because some of the artwork and some of the characters looks fucking terrible. Like Legacy's character is he's a mixture. Every character in the game usually is a mixture of two popular superheroes. It's not overtly done, but you can tell. I'll give you a good example. Like, there's a character named Absolute Zero, which is basically Iron Man and Mr. Freeze put together. Like, exactly. As I said it, that's exactly what you should think. It's Mr. Freeze. Imagine Mr. Freeze's backstory without the wife, but with Iron Man powers. So he's got like a suit, and yeah, that is Mr. Freeze, but he looks exactly like Iron Man. He acts like Iron Man. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll blow shit up. And the characters are actually really interesting to play. They're very, very, very interesting to play. Some of them, actually, I've only played as two characters. Absolute Zero is probably my favorite, though he's a little too, like, you have to have a plan with him. Because when the first part of the game, he's a very gadget-based character, and you need to buff him up a lot. And so there'll be a lot of turns where you're not doing anything but buffing yourself up, and his powers don't really make sense. Like, his powers revolve around ice and fire. Even though he's ice, he's like an ice guy. He still uses a lot of fire. There's a lot of fire in his abilities. And if he's dealt fire damage, he can deal ice damage to somebody, and then if he deals ice damage to himself, he gets healed and shit like that.
Those are the ones.
It didn't matter. That's why
and you have a character like Legacy. Legacy is he's a traditional Superman type character. He's very the first thing that comes to mind is Superman, Captain America coming together. But you've seen this type of character done so much that he's your typical. If I just said Superman, you would get it. And actually, you know what comes to mind is that guy in Kurt Russell's character in Sky High. That's pretty much him. I forgot his name. It was Captain something Fortitude. I forgot his name. But yeah, he's a very buffish type of hero. He's always buffing his allies, and he has a move where only he takes damage, but he makes everyone else invincible. He has a move where every time he punches somebody, everyone else gets healed. He's a very buffish type character. It's very MMO like, and I've played a lot of MMOs, and so is my roommate Daniel. So we slipped in the game almost instantly. We knew exactly what the fuck we were doing. Like, we went in, we like, okay, yeah, we got this shit in the bag. Okay, we look at this character, we know, okay, this guy's a tank, you know. And yeah, looking at the other characters, this is a character. Now my limited knowledge of comic books now comes in full view. There's one character named Archangel who's a half angel. No, not Archangel. His name is Fanatic. And she's like an archangel type of character who's real weird. She's real like, if I take damage, you take damage, or you can't do anything if I can't do it. It's a real like fucking revenge type character. There's another. Ironically, there doesn't seem to be a Batman type character, which is, I think they were kind of like, well, yeah, we know there's Batman. It's been done before, so we're not going to have one. There is a type of kind of like. There's a superhero that's kind of like Hit Girl. She kind of looks like Hit Girl. She's kind of like a ninja. She's like a ninja Catwoman-ish kind of character who runs around. You know, a lot of gadget. Well, they're all kind of gadget-based. A lot of gadget-based characters in this game. There's a character that kind of looks like Juggernaut. Kind of like Juggernaut meets Cyborg, kind of. There's another character like the Hulk. Pretty much is the Hulk. Like the Hulk and I want to say the Hulk and Max. The Hulk and Max combined. Actually, if I just said Max, you pretty much get it. But it's without the hobo bullshit. It's just the Hulk and Max, like a tribal beast guy. There's a lot of different characters. It's very interesting. A lot of different bad guys. A lot of different interesting scenarios. It's a very interesting game. I guess the only noticeable gripe, and this is what I heard a lot of people say, but I kind of understand why it is that you get a deck of cards, and a lot of the cards have the same exact abilities on them. It looks like a lot of the same cards, so you do have some special abilities, but then again, that is very MMO-ish. When you're playing an MMO, you typically have your bread and butter abilities. You never really use 15 different fucking abilities. You know, it's never like that. And if there's an MMO that does that, your head will explode, and and then you start to wonder, well, why am I pressing these two buttons when I can do everything with just one button? And I'll give you a good example. WoW used to do that a lot. WoW's characters. You have a ton of bunch of different bullshit here. Like, I'll give you a good example. Warlock with the curses. You have like 15 fucking different curses, and then eventually now you have, I think, like now it's down to like 3 or 4 curses. Like, there's Curse of Shadows, Curse of Elements, Curse of Tongues, Curse of Weakness, Curse of Recklessness, Curse of Exhaustion, Curse of Agony. And then now it's just like Curse of Agony. There's not even curses anymore. It's just Agony, Weakness, and Elements. And there you go. And then there's Curse of Exhaustion, but that's if you tell it.
It's tactics and engineering.
And WoW was like that of, I don't know. WoW, I haven't really played WoW a lot. Final Fantasy 11 is another MMO I used to be into. That one gave me up a lot of abilities, but you just don't flat out use them. Like, they become obsolete, and it's really funny how they're still in your taskbar. Like, you can still use, like, why would you ever want to use Protect 3 if you have Protect 5? I don't know, but the game lets you do it. And you can do it, and you can do it just to piss off your friends. And because Final Fantasy's
There's one of
piece
the
of shit.
objectives is to have these within 2, right? The humans list?
No.
Alright, back to the game. It appears Apollo and Cassandra Kane are both in the sick
Is that
bay.
2 minutes a lot?
Callie is probably responsible for it. Tori is in the president's office, and the let me see, if it's a 5-player game, it's possibly, I think you're more likely to be pro Cylon, so I'm probably Cavill. Although I'm on the Caprico location, well, even if I was Cavill, I would still be in Caprico's in the Caprico location. So yeah.
0. -5.
I'll be trying to manipulate the dials and shit.
6.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like we're in red on some of the dials already, so probably the humans lose this.
2 cards in.
Oh my gosh.
-8.
Iron Will?
-5. -3. Okay, wow,
Wow.
this is bad. Okay, so
Don't look
-2
at me.
morale,
Don't even look at me. What's it mean?
-1 fuel.
You said engineering, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
minus
if you
1
can hear
food.
my loud ass computer. I took the cover off to
2
make it
reds,
cooler.
11. Oh my god.
It's running at a nice and
I know,
cool
jump.
56 degrees
Wow.
Celsius, which is really good.
What?
Alright.
Was that
If
you?
you
Alright.
want to know.
It's a heavy raid.
It looks like we have a
yeah.
we have a Cylon on the boarding track.
Um,
Boarding
I
party.
put in all the
Uh-oh.
engineering cards.
Yeah.
Wait, engineering?
So that
Yeah,
means somebody's gonna have to go to the
I'll
armory,
do Caprico 3rd time.
start
No,
blowing
No, I've
away
been tactics.
some shit. Actually, I believe
Everybody in this fucking...
I didn't know.
I believe this is the one where
I'll admit that. No, I mean, I thought that
I know, right?
it wasn't.
You put in Iron Will.
I think I
Why would
lowered
you
the
do
dials
Because
too
of the
much,
bad effect
and we
on that.
lost. And I think
Bad effect was
Peter
really bad.
was the
He wants you
Cylon.
to die, Dan.
Yeah, Dan, I want you to die.
And I fucked with the dials so much. I think I lowered morale to 0.
It wasn't.
You...
And I think I'm making like Sophie's choice at this point. Like,
There's
do I
actually a
want to?
Cylon.
I'm not a sideline.
Because morale is, I believe, is at. I think
thing
morale is
is
at
that
4,
you
and I
put
need it to be
down,
at 3 or lower.
mean,
I think I'm
basically,
trying to
the
lower all
one
the
he
dials
has,
down
plus
to
the one where he
red.
draws, probably, if he reveals it,
Fuel,
probably
you don't
has
have to really fuck with. Actually, I think the humans win this, and it's because he raises the fuel back up. Well, you know, hey, this is an adventure. It's an adventure for us all, so we'll figure out who wins and who doesn't.
Actually,
Yeah, go ahead, stay in sick bay. And draw 1 card every turn.
So, I'm pretty sure Josh is human. So right now I'm making this choice for Josh, and you know, never give me a choice, because I will take my sweet fucking time. Even if the choice is obvious.
That's okay. I'm like, we're never hitting the
Mario
bottom.
Kart
There, I did it.
Okay.
I'm fucking around the deck, taking forever.
Swing deaths.
They used to make them cute with you.
Pass
Everything I do
effect,
takes forever.
Fail, -1 morale.
Wait, did we
-1
lose a...
population.
I don't think we lost... We lost the... I don't think we lost
Josh is
the
bringing up a point. Did we move the track?
Because I know... Okay. Alright, so the morale and the pop is...
Like, that's good for me to
right
lower
in
that
your
shit.
wheelhouse. It's leadership and tactics. Alright, add 2 from Destiny.
Yeah, I think this is the one I was
Alright,
fucking
you're
around with
first.
dials too much, and then
Wow, morale will be at 2.
I don't know. I play Silent Layer. I ran into every permutation of every fucking problem. I came so close to winning a few times.
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
I think I won where you blow up Vipers, and I even managed to fuck that one up.
I'm gonna blow my water.
Actually, you know, I didn't fuck up the Viper one because I think the Cylons won because we got the shit kicked out of us, and they were telling me, and
I don't have
I think one of the players was telling me, well, if
I didn't say
One
anything.
card.
I just
if your agenda was to blow up Vipers, why the fuck weren't you infiltrating? And I thought, well, you guys were getting the shit kicked out of you so badly that I needed to
I know.
be on Caprica to control to at least try to control what crises you got. And then everyone seemed to agree with me. You're like, yeah, because some of the crises you drew save us. We knew, everyone knew they could breathe easy.
I mean, sorry, -1.
Uh-oh.
That's -2.
Wait a second, we got,
Oh, blues are done. Wait, never mind.
yeah, we got,
negative
we got
5.
Cylon on this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody dropped a bomb on this. Let's see, that's a
Alright,
bad,
-1 morale, -1
two
pop.
bad red cards. I think Peter fucking, yeah, see, look, I blew it. Lower morale like a dumbass.
So loud.
Look at Peter, he looks at his fucking loyalty card. Well, gee, I think he's a Cylon.
I'll take a purple.
Why would you ever want to look at, well, you know what, he pretty much ousted himself. We knew he was.
Okay.
And then reveal.
Oh, he reveals.
Can decrease the jump preparation.
He
track
is
by
a
2.
toaster. He decreases the jump track by 2. I recognize the card. Actually, I play this game so much. When I just see the picture of the loyalty card, I know what it does.
Probably in there. I don't know because some of them
And
look
these
like.
the correct one.
And he's a fracking toaster.
I don't know.
So I was right. I figured he was a Cylon. Is there another Cylon here? I don't know.
I'll talk about it after the game's over.
It's possible in the 5-player game for there to be
Else.
only. I think there is only one Cylon. So yeah, I probably do have a pro Cylon agenda. But I think I actually drew a human has to win card. Yeah, I think we do win because I fucked around with morale too much.
Kane probably.
If I was D, I would be dead now.
I remember being in one position where I was looking at Josh and I said, I hope he
It's
can,
probably you.
because he's president. President has authorization of brutal force, which guarantees you destroy a Cylon on the boarding track, which is like one of the most valuable cards, other than bring a character or execute prisoner.
No, you just
It's a really good card.
One of those shit that morale,
Do we
but
want to take that chance?
I'm sorry, I'm just watching
they get you out of sick bay too.
Peter's hand movements.
Does that accept executive
That's
order?
not an executive
I
order.
can't read this. There's not enough right over here.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta say though, like
It looks like an executive order.
It's not
I
ethical.
didn't say you want to move this way.
this game, the gamer group I've been playing with is actually a really, really, really good group. In that,
It's a picture of hot dog.
in my opinion, it would be good. I'm different players are looking for different types of groups. I really like this group because
There you go. Oh my god.
Peter and Elizabeth,
He's like, can it help?
they play well, but they don't crush you. They're good, but they aren't too good. And that you can play with them, and you might have a chance of winning, you might have a chance of losing. They won't crush you, but they're effective. And especially Peter being a Cylon, he's actually a really good Cylon. And not to say Elizabeth isn't a good Cylon. She's good too, but they don't crush you. But see, I always get the sense of dread when I'm playing against Josh or another player I used to play with, Tim. When they're Cylons, you have no fucking chance. Like you're fucking dead. They play too good. Josh is too good. And okay, it was. I'm playing out like that's a bad thing. So if you're a competitive player, you're gonna like to play with Josh. You're gonna want to play with Tim. You want a challenge. But when they're both Cylons, I'm like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like what can I do to combat? And it's another thing too, because I'll be Oh, Elizabeth. Wait a minute, Elizabeth's to the upper right, because that's her hand there.
Yeah, please.
Unexpected reunion.
Okay then. I should have caught that. I figured she would be to my lower left.
Leadership and tactics.
Oh, now I can see him. I can do good.
All right, well, there you go. Elizabeth is to the upper right, the right of Josh.
I can help.
And my roommate's to the north. He's to the upper part. My roommate's eyes are real bad, so that's why you don't really see his hands. He's not manipulating the cards all that much. And when he rolls the dice, you see his feeble hand roll up and like drop the dice as in the feeble attempt to roll. So that's why you don't see him all that much. So I was saying, oh yeah, well Josh, like I don't know. He likes when he usually, he used to. Well, I don't know what he does actually. I shouldn't say, but when he plays a Cylon leader, he typically picks Caprica 6, and I feel like a moron because I'll still say it to this point. I don't get the fucking point of Caprica 6. Caprica 6 ability, her ability is that she's able to take. She could take one of your cards and tell you to draw any one of cards from a deck. So she can. So it's on her turn as her movement. She can say, okay, she can point to another player and say, I want. She could choose randomly out of your hand of cards, take one card and say, okay, I want you to draw a treachery, or I want you to draw a politics or engineering. And I think that's a weird move. And then her once per game. Oh shit! It'd be a miracle if I remember once per game. Her once per game. Oh, if I can remember. I can't remember. All I remember was pretty lack. Oh yeah, her once per game.
Yeah.
After a crisis is resolved, she can use once per game, and then she can throw in as many cards as she want into the skill check to either pass or fail it. She can manipulate the skill check to either try to win it or try to tank it, which is kind of funny because if you look at Boomer's ability is actually. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. Boomer's ability isn't. It's almost like Boomer's ability, but it isn't because Boomer's ability, doesn't make players waste their cards, and that's what makes Caprica 6 ability little. Well, I wouldn't say more useful, but it could be useful in certain situations. But yeah, Caprica 6, and then her weakness is that she can't activate the. She can't activate I'm sorry. When she activates a Cylon fleet location, she has to give up cards
Oh, he's gonna infiltrate
or something.
now, watch.
You guys are
I think that's her
playing
weakness.
No.
I much prefer Liebwin or Cavill. Cavill. My theory is Cavill. If you're pro Cylon, you can't really determine whether or not you're going to be pro Cylon or pro human. But in a 5-player game, I'm going to pick Cavill because you're more likely to be pro Cylon. The reason why is because Cavill's abilities are just brutal. His movement ability is primacy, where instead of moving, he can activate this ability where
And then we get a jump.
he can spawn a base star immediately in front of the Battlestar Galactica. And if there's no more base, you only have a maximum of 2 base stars on the board, or 2 base stars in the whole game. And if there's 2 base stars already in play, you could take one of them out and put 3 raiders in its place and a civilian ship behind Galactica. And that ability is kind of meh because if you're a Cylon, you don't really want a base star to be on the board because a base star on the board means that the pursuit track, which is that board to the upper part of the screen. That one with the base stars on it, it's half it's off screen. There's a pursuit track on it, and if there's a base star on the board, that doesn't move up. So that's kind of bad because you want that to be constantly moving up. So you want enemy ships to be on the board. You want as many enemy ships on the board as possible. So primacy, I actually made primacy work in a pro-human fashion, which is pretty cool. Actually, there were 2 Cylon board. I think there was like 7 raiders on the board. No civilian ships and 2 base stars. So that means basically if anybody drew a crisis card and they weren't a Cylon, everything was going to attack the Battlestar Galactica. And we already had 2 damage. And I was pro-human, I was Cavill, I was on board the Galactica, I believe, at the time. So what I did is I activated primacy. So what I did was, not only did that take a base star off the board, which meant one less thing to be shooting at Galactica. It put a civilian ship behind Galactica, meaning that all the raiders would have to go after the civilian ship, which bought us more time. And not only that, since I took off a base star, only 1 base star would be firing on Galactica. So that was actually a really good move, and I think I blew people's minds. They were like, "What? Like you could do that shit?" And yeah, that's a pretty good Cavill move. Cavill's once per game. You could do 3 actions, some bullshit like that. His movement. I'm sorry. His movement is that his once per game is his movement thing, where you basically use up your movement for 2 actions. And you get an action on top of that as your normal turn thing. So you basically get 3 actions. So you can go to a location and you have to plan it out. You can go to a location and activate 3 times. You can fucking do all kinds of crazy shit. I think you can, if you want to, you can activate primacy 3 times if you want to. But who would want to do that? That's pretty weird. But or is primacy still movement? I think primacy was action. See, I haven't played Battlestar Galactica in a while, so I'm a little fuzzy. But like, I could go to the pursuit thing and roll 3 times if I fucking wanted to. It's like a crazy fucking ability, and it's devastating if you're a pro Cylon. You can just mop the floor with the fucking humans in like 1 turn. They don't stand a chance. Liebwin, I believe to be more pro-human. Liebwin's abilities,
What? You have a
For his
calculation?
movement, he could take the top 2 cards off the Destiny deck, which is the deck
You're gonna find calculations in
to
there.
the main board. It's to the deck to the far left. You see it next to the damage. It's up above Colonial 1. You could take the top 2 cards off the Destiny deck and replace those 2 cards with any two cards from your hand. You so you essentially know what's going to be in the Destiny deck for any one skill check.
You guys are so mean.
So that's pretty cool. And if you use that ability in conjunction with
Hey, fun.
being in Caprica, not only can you control the crises, but you can kind of control what's going to happen pretty much. You can also kind of, what I was doing for a pro-human is the game is real fuzzy as to what you could tell other players about what skill cards are and what.
Well, you probably
But I would say I would do things like Destiny isn't going to be all that helpful. I think Destiny isn't going to be all that helpful. Or I think Destiny is really going to hurt you guys.
Thank you.
Or I can give them clues like that. Since I'm pro-human, I can say, or I can tell you, I can give you subtle clues of how Destiny's going to work out. Or I can say Destiny really won't matter, and that Destiny's going to cancel itself out. What I like to do is I like to throw 2 of the same cards, 2 of the same strength of a card in Destiny, not only to help myself remember, but to kind of more dictate what's going to happen, and to make it easier. Because if you try to throw in 2 different cards, you might get a skill check that makes those 2 cards cancel each other out, which is still kind of good, but it doesn't have the impact that I want it to. I want,
So he didn't put in that red thing. So we had
not only that, it helps you. You could almost zero out who the Cylon is, also, which I've been able to do a couple of games. As Lebo, I was able to tell who the Cylon was. Now,
Yeah, right.
I've never really used that information to my benefit, though. I've never really said, I think he's a Cylon, or, or something like that.
Galactica or Pegasus?
You want Pegasus?
I'm sure you want
And I've never done that, and I really should, because that would make the game. Because if you're playing pro-human, play pro-human and win. Why not?
Wow.
So,
Maybe he is a
Airlock in command or something. CIC.
yeah.
Airlock him.
And then one on the jump track.
Alright, so,
Damn it, here's the human one.
Maybe. Alright, get to draw cards.
I see from the
Around it too, I think.
Within two.
footage here, the game is kind of winding down to a close.
I'll take a
At-
red and
At this point, I must be creaming myself because all the everything's in red. I'm like, yes.
I'll take red.
And it appears even population,
What?
is down to red too. But it looks like food isn't going anywhere. Or is that morale?
Good.
I'm damned if I know.
Wow.
So when I win the game, you're
yeah, I
gonna
don't
take
really
all
know
back
what's
all
going on
the
here.
things you said about me, aren't you?
No.
Did we lose, or are we playing another game? Because
Worst Cali
those
ever.
civilian ships seem to be in
I
a
haven't
neutral
shot you yet.
location.
Give me a
What's
chance.
going on here?
I'll see what the skill check is.
Oh,
It's either way you get.
Yeah,
Devilish Peter looks like he's gonna blow the game for us. So, Peter.
So current player I would choose, right?
Yes.
Here he sees Miles totally fucked it up. I mean, it's an easy win for me. All I have to do is throw him around.
Well, if he was really happy, he would be like, yes, I'm doing that.
True.
Yeah, I think this might be the one where I blow
Well, yeah, I
it.
think he has to
fucking blow my load and blow it.
He hits from around, unless he hits from around.
As for other recordings, I have one more Battlestar Galactica game I believe I recorded. That takes place a little bit after this time, a little bit
At least I have
before
cards.
my other commentary, I believe.
no.
It was filmed at
Do you know?
A lot.
How many?
the convention. I don't know what I forgot the name of the convention, Gamescom or something like that. I forget what it's called. Very nice convention. I got a lot of footage from there. Unfortunately, I can't use it because I'm a dumbass. I didn't ask for permission on most of it. I filmed myself playing Arcturus, which is actually a really good game. I'll get into that later during that recording. I won't get into it much here.
Add 2 from Destiny.
The last 2 of Destiny.
It's
Give you guys
politics
something to look
and
forward to.
tactics.
Um,
Alright, Dan, you want to play your card before the skill check?
It's Colonial Day.
So it's reduce it by 4.
Oh, see, now I remember. Elizabeth moved locations because she didn't want to be in camera. Now I remember. I was like, why is she on the left? And I think maybe that's why she has her hands moved up. Maybe she has some kind of Michael Jackson thing going on.
Oh, we will.
I'm my skin color.
Calculations.
Alright, 3 cards.
You have no cards.
No.
So, yeah, oh, that's another thing I was gonna get into. There might not be a lot more of these game videos. I know you guys are crying already. Oh God, what am I gonna do without a commentary video?
Just canceled each other.
Some of it is that I realize
Treachery in here.
I've been putting too much emphasis on Battlestar Galactica, filming Battlestar Galactica, when it's not really about the game, it's about the people playing it, I believe. And while I play with this group a lot, I don't really play with them all the time.
I knew I was overdoing it.
So,
But I was counting on him winning the,
and not only that, it doesn't really work because, well, now you're starting to get a feel for like, say, Peter and Elizabeth. So pretty much in every video I shot. So you kind of get like a feel for what they're doing, how they're playing, kinda, or at least I can kind of tell you what's going on. Same thing with Daniel, my roommate, and myself. But it's much funnier when you have a cast of characters. You kind of say, oh, well, this character plays a certain way, and you start to almost develop feelings for the character, like, oh, I think he's going to be doing this, or wouldn't it be great to see this guy win after he's lost a few times, or this guy's crazy, or does this guy know what the fuck he's doing, that kind of thing. That's what makes it interesting to watch. And in order for that to happen, you have to be playing with the same people, with the same general games over and over and over and over again. It almost has to be a ritual, and I can't ask that of these guys. These guys want to do their own thing. Also, that's another thing too, is that another reason why I don't want to be filmed is that some people don't want to really be filmed, and they'll just say they don't mind. There's like only 3 different types of people. There's a 90%. There's the 5% that don't give a shit. The 5% who will just say they're assholes, and they just want to say I don't want to be filmed just because I have the option of saying no. And the 90% that will say that it's okay for them to be filmed when honestly they don't want to be filmed. And that's pretty much it. I believe that's the majority of people. They're just saying, you know what, I don't mind it, but deep down inside they probably do. They don't want to. They don't really want. Like, cause I could be saying, like right now I could be saying anything about them, and I pretty much am. And it's good. These guys are good people, but they don't know. Not only that, I could be making money off of this. They don't know. And it's kind of, why are we working for this schmuck? Why am I putting dollars in his pocket? Or why am I helping this guy? Or, it's that kind of a thing. Oh, it looks like the game's over. It looks like, it looks like morale's down to 0.
Well, that's the thing.
He couldn't know.
Yeah, and here I am discussing the bullshit tactics I had.
Aggressive tactics, it takes up your movement.
See, the thing was with your
The hand gestures. And Josh was telling me, hey, you fucked it up. Here's what you need to do. So do this over here, or you'll die. And here's Elizabeth going, and then I go, well, I had this card here. And Pierre's like, yeah, because you fucked it up, Mr. Miles. And I go, oh, goddamn it. This bullshit is getting bullshit. And Elizabeth gave me the you go to jail card or some shit to tease me. I go, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, so I'm like, that's why I want to ask people, because I know they're gonna. It's that 5%. It's that 5% you're looking for, the ones that honestly don't care. And also I even talk about the other percentage that want to be on camera. No, that's a whole nother thing too. They'll be talking to the camera, fucking around with it, and they want to. I've never seen that, but I can imagine it happening. There's got to be people out there they're just dying. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, these are the most watched videos of fucking YouTube right now. You're gonna be an instant superstar. No, I'm not saying. It's just yeah, I don't know. I wish there's a series in it. It could be done. It just takes time. It almost requires. It's almost like I have to get my high school friends to do it. But it would have to be the high school camaraderie, the college camaraderie. That's the only group. I believe that's the perfect group of people you're gonna find. Actually, I wouldn't say perfect, because if I had to pick and choose, I would pick particular people, and that there's some of them you couldn't have in the college group. Like, for example, there's a little kid, I believe his name is Clark, who I would like to film because he represents the kid angle. Like, have you ever played games with a kid? And now I'm about to recite tens of thousands of different jokes, and that's Clark right there. And it's funny because he'll be doing the typical kid things, like he'll get a card, he'll get your typical card, and you want to move the game along, and he'll treat the card like it's the best fucking card he's ever seen before. He has that childlike sense of wonder, and everyone's just rolling their eyes like for example, Zombicide. He'll pick an item card that he'll get from searching. He'll go, "Oh my goodness, I just got a bottle of water," and everyone rolls their eyes, and that's the joke. That's what makes it fun. You're like, "Oh my god, can't we just move on, Clark? Seriously?" But it's a childlike. And then meanwhile, Clark will come around and show you a rule that you've missed on the game. Like, hey, it shouldn't be like this. It should be like that. And you'd be like, "Oh shit, this 8-year-old just schooled me." You're like, that's part of that's why I want to say you want to have the high school camaraderie, but you didn't go to high school with Clark. Clark wasn't even born when you were in high school, so you got the angle. You got the old guy angle. Maybe you got an old guy that's probably has played one too many board games. Is fucking I'll get this game confused with fucking I'll get this board game confused with Parcheesi and shit like that. You get that kind of angle.
Now you were gonna shoot me,
and
you would've lost the game earlier.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's probably not gonna be all that many videos. Like I still said, there could be a series in this. There could be a fun thing. I'm almost thinking about there's a Pathfinder group that plays in the church. And I'm thinking about like maybe those guys would be receptive. Though that would be really hard, because what I would want to do is I want the filming to start when I start playing Pathfinder, because I think it would introduce a lot of people watching the video who don't have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about when I say Pathfinder. And even when I say it, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think it'd be interesting for the cameras to be rolling when I first walk in, like, and go, "Hey, what's Pathfinder about? Let me join in." I think that's almost impossible to do when you're the filming guy, because you're like, I'm walking in this room with a camera going, "Hey, I'm new to Pathfinder. Can I join? Oh, by the way, I have this camera set." They don't know how long I'm going to be there. They don't know maybe I could be doing shtick. Maybe this could be a YouTube fucking poop video for all they know. I'm about to plant a bomb in their shit, you know. And the second, but then again, I kind of don't want cameras to be rolling when I'm savvy in the Pathfinder, and I forget what it is to when you're first starting in the game. Like, for example, when I told you about Arkham Horror, the story I told you about Arkham Horror, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you that if I played 50 games of fucking Arkham Horror. I would never be able to tell you that. I would be like, well, I was a dumbass then, or I don't even remember, or this game really was, or I thought this game sucked, but I can't remember why. And the same thing, Zombicide. Well, actually, I played a few games of Zombicide. Zombicide fucking has problems, so I remember that shit. I think everyone can agree. Zombicide, the aiming system is fucking.
I know what it is too. What difference does that make?
Christ. Well, this is the end. My only friend, the end. I forget the name of the rest of the song.
Was there 2 on this one?
Wrapping it up. Yeah, I still have to really fully unbox my own Battlestar Galactica. I have to get all the fancy plastics. I want to set up the way Peter has. The way Peter has it.
All the bad cards in.
Like it has its own case for the things, and everything is laminated. Everything's like laminated little plastic things, and I think David has his set up the same way too. But Peter I think has probably the most organized.
Yeah, I put it at -11.
And
I'm like, ooh, that's a good win for them.
that's not to say Josh's isn't organized either. Josh is very. This seems like how we have it there. It's all organized
I
too.
was hoping that you
But I like the laminated card thing. I think only Peter has that,
because there is a 3 that you did.
and I like that. And I want to do that,
So that would
I
be-
use this for.
and
Yeah,
I can't do that yet. I don't have it.
Liz picked that. Everyone thought you were silent because we had
Yep. So Battlestar Galactica.
But
I believe we played this on a brand new IKEA table. This is all brand new table.
One cool
Elizabeth, courtesy of Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth.
crises are
This is great. Great table. And I think we discussed what next game we're going to play. I think we're going to play Sounds of Multiverse, which I might post to YouTube. I don't know, because the video I have, it looked like half of it. And I think my battery might have been dying, so
154.
and yeah, there you go, Battlestar Galactica.
Alright.
And I don't know why the camera's still on, but I do. And yep, Battlestar Galactica. Talking this out. Yeah, and yeah, Battlestar Galactica. There's Edward James Olmos' face there. If you just missed it, it's right there. And this wonderful board game. That's Josh's board game right there. Thank you, Josh, for bringing the board game. Thank you guys for watching it. Thank you guys for playing it.
Oh darn.
And have a good night. And Battlestar Galactica.
So something happens. I'm like, no.
See ya.
We have the evidence.
We have the evidence.
Documented.
This is how you not play Cali.
What did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong.
You would have passed that skill check if you would have put both of those in.